Old James. For those of you who have a tracker, and that's a lot of people, Pro 170, maybe not so many people. And I suspect they've got the same trolling motor on the Classic. The Pro 170 and the Classic are basically the same boat, other than a little different layout on the interior of it. There ain't much difference in them. But since I bought this one, I have not been impressed with that Edge 45 trolling motor. It's a 12-volt trolling motor, and I think it's a little undersized for this boat. So I looked at upgrading it, and I did upgrade it. And what I ended up doing was going to a Edge 65, which is a 24-volt trolling motor. But the good thing about going from the 45 to the 65 is the mount between those two trolling motors, the shaft size and the length between those two trolling motors is the same. So if you pick up an Edge 65 to replace an Edge 45, let me flip this camera around. So if you're going from the 45 to the 65, this bracket, mounting bracket, is exactly the same between these two trolling motors. You do not have to remove this bracket. The only thing you have to do is undo this clamp, take the old trolling motor out, put the new trolling motor in, and then clamp it back down. Now, the only thing I wish Minn-Kota would have done, as you can see, that 65 is sitting in the same bracket. This is the old one. That's the one that came with the new trolling motor, which I will put out there in my shed. I will also put that Edge 45 out there in my shed, which is sitting right there. Just in case something happens, I'll have a backup. But the only thing a little disappointing about this thing was it didn't come with a plug. So I'll probably just go ahead and go up to Academy and see if I can find that plug up there and splice it in. Much as I hate to do that on a marine product, I will. That's what I got to do. That's what I got to do. Other than that, it took me about 20 minutes to go from 12 volts to 24 volts on this boat. Now, this is not that's not a top of the line 24 volt trolling motor, but it is 24 volts and it should push this little boat all over the lake. I had an Edge 70 on the nitro that I used to have and never had any issues out of it at all. I could stay on the water pretty much all day. Battery stayed up. Never had to get it over number 3 on that dial right there. And like I said, batteries stayed not fully charged, but they never ran down on me while I was on the water. So if you have a Bass Tracker Classic or a Pro 160 or a Pro 170, those 3 boats I would suspect have that exact same trolling motor on them. You want to go to 24 volts, and the only place you can buy this Minn-Kota Edge 65 that I know of is at Bass Pro Shops. Now, that makes you say, wonder if they knew all that when they was going in on these boats. But this trolling motor was $600. I put it on my Bass Pro card, so I'll pay it off $100 a month until it gets paid off, and hopefully I won't miss that $100 too much. But I think it'll be a lot better experience on the water than I have had in this boat to this date, anyway. Let's look back here at the battery compartment. You're gonna find out that these wires hook directly up to the battery, but I'm about the same size as the wires on that new trolling motor, so I'm gonna give it a shot and see how it goes. If it ends up throwing that breaker or something like that, I'll run some more wires. And if you'll notice, very little room for another battery back here in this boat. So what I'm planning on doing is see that way. I'll just leave this damn thing out. Nobody ever in this boat but me anyway. So think about putting those batteries in here. I can move all this junk up to that other storage compartment up front, but I think there's room for 2 batteries in here, which will save me a whole lot of time and trouble, because I'll just have to poke a hole through here, put my 2 batteries in. I can mount my charger in here also, and I think I'll be in pretty good shape. Well, that's my tip for the day. All you tracker owners out there, I know of at least one person that went to this 65 and replaced the mount on the front of his bow. I have no idea why he went through all that, because again, that little clamp's the only thing holding that battery. That little clamp is the only thing holding that trolling motor up there. You undo that clamp, pull that one out, put the new one in, and that's the end of it. So anyway, I hope this helps somebody out. If you got any questions, leave them in the comments. I'll do my best to answer them. I might do a review on this boat. If I do, Bass Pro Shop not going to be happy with James. I'll leave it at that for now. See y'all next time.